All right, another time for another ride with Jake. I don't know what I'm gonna call these. Rolling with Olin was like one of my favorite things to watch back when Olin Rogers would like make his videos of him just like cruising around with his friend.
Welcome to a show about everything and anything, but mainly nothing.
I don't have a friend, so that doesn't work. Anyways, I wanted to chat about why I would bother learning to code, in 2025 when Grok 4 is out here, doing all kinds of amazing things. I'm not one of those people preaching that, AI is going to replace everybody and everything. I accept that that's going to happen, but I'm not talking about it. But something I've noticed, at least kind of the current state of all the AI tools, even like as things are really ramping up, it seems like every week somebody's got a new top LLM that's like crushing it, doing certain stuff. But even with all of these rapid advancements, I still find that as like just a normal person, I'm pretty limited in what I can get these things to do. Limited, I mean, I can still do some cool stuff, like I can do cool stuff, but what I'm trying to say is that as a normal person, what I can achieve is like orders of magnitude more lame than what somebody who actually like knows how to code and like knows how to do stuff, like they can make some stuff that's really cool, like proper applications and like solving real problems and stuff. And I've been learning to code now for, 35 days. I know this because I use boot.dev, which is amazing. And I hope to make like a more in-depth video about why it's so amazing. But that's what my current streak is. I like started it and I've kept it up every single day, like instant habit. I started and I've done it every single day. And it's like on par with like some of my better Anki streaks, to be honest. But even though I've only been doing it for a little while, I've learned some of the basics finally. Like actually learned what scope means and the difference between return and print and for loops and recursion. I mean, so much stuff. I know how to use GitHub now. I know what Git is and version control. I was doing like what I've been doing is so lame. Like I've been doing things like so wrong. I finally learned how to like use the command line and like install packages properly, activate a virtual environment, like the most basic stuff you could possibly know. Like this is like day one learning to code type of things. And already, even with like that baseline, like really minimal knowledge, I've been able to make stuff that's like so much better than what I had been doing. Like some of the things that I've been working on, not necessarily like related to like my main focus, but just stuff that I've tried to make that, makes my life easier. So I recently started my nuclear medicine fellowship or like mini fellowship. I'm doing like the 16-month pathway. So I'm going to be dual certified radiology nuclear medicine. And as part of that, me and my co-resident, we are in charge of like making the schedule for all of the residents that come through the service. And they just changed how they schedule residents in our residency. So like people are here for like 2 weeks. Some people are here for 3 weeks. Some people have like academic days. Some people have other stuff that, vacation days or whatever. And so it's really hard to know like who's going to be here exactly when. And we're still trying to make our schedule based off of like the old rotation timeline. And so it was basically just like going to be a little bit more complicated than just the typical like how it used to be. And so instead of just consigning myself to doing that manually forever, I took like a half a day to write a program, an automation within Google Sheets using Google Apps scripts to basically do all of the scheduling for us. So it accesses the main master spreadsheet. It finds out who's going to be on the rotation for a given range of dates. It looks at who's on vacation. It looks at who's got academic days. And then it pulls all of those people and it assigns them to a task. And I basically just like outlined how I wanted the shifts to be divided up amongst the different people who were rotating, to make sure that every shift was filled, and that like we gave, you know, priority for certain shifts to like people who need them. And basically, like after 4 hours of work, I was able to create this automation that like works perfectly. And it was like by the end of the 4 hours, like 600 lines of code. Now I didn't like write all of that myself, because why would I do that? That would take me, like, at this point, if I were to do all of that myself, probably, honestly, like 8 months. But because I've been learning how to code in Python, you know, Google Apps Scripts is not in Python. But like taking what I know about Python, I was able to apply it when things would, you know, when issues came up while trying to write this Google Apps script, which is like similar to JavaScript, but it's kind of Google's own thing. But I was able to work with ChatGPT to write the whole thing, debug it, figure out where it was going wrong, and get it to the point where like it was working absolutely perfectly. And it's like ended up being like 600 something lines of code. And now, because I have this, like for the rest of the year, it's gonna be super easy. That we click a button and then the schedule is generated for us. We may need to make a few small adjustments here and there, but like we don't have to go looking for, you know, who's gonna be on, keeping track of like what changes happen in the schedule, because it's just automatically, you know, checking that master schedule for us. And so as long as the chiefs are keeping that up to date, like our schedule is going to be up to date. And it's something that I can like give to the next person who does this job, right? They can use that, and it's actually like going to save multiple people a lot of time, hopefully. That's what I really like about coding. And that's why I feel like it's worth learning how to do, even though I'm not going to be a software engineer. You know, I'm not going to like go try and work for Google or anything like that. Like I want to be able to like build tools that are going to be helpful to me and hopefully to other people. And I've realized that it really doesn't take that much understanding of like how to code and like programming and stuff like that to extend your ability to create stuff like exponentially. Like I'm making stuff that's like way beyond my level of like ability, my abilities and my level of understanding at this point. I learn so much whenever I make like these tools with ChatGPT. I like read through the code and I'm like, holy crap, like this is amazing. I mean, it's amazing to me. I don't know anything, so some people might look at it and be like, wow, this code sucks. But to me, some of the stuff that it comes up with is real magic. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to learn more about it, and to, you know, hopefully by the end, hopefully when I finish everything on boot.dev, I'm like, I actually have a good understanding of like how to do stuff. And that way in the future, like I plan on making apps, and like I want to make all kinds of stuff, and I'm not going to be able to do it all myself, obviously. But I hopefully will be able to have like intelligent conversations with freelancers and people who I hire to like help me build these things, or like if I want to partner up with somebody and like we want to build something that requires like some of the medical knowledge and medical background, like that's something I can provide. But also I wouldn't be like completely useless in the other areas of development. I might actually like be able to contribute a little bit. So that's exciting. So if you know how to code or like to code and you want to build something and you need a doctor who kind of a doctor. I mean, I still remember I tutored medicine. I know medicine. But if you want to team up and like you want to make something, or you need somebody to weigh in on, you know, your thing, hit me up. I'm like a level 46 on boot.dev. I don't know what that means, but that's true. I am like level 46. So sometime I need to show like what the setup looks like that I have in here. It's like the most ridiculous, I don't know what to call it even, jerry-rigged. Like I've got my microphone stand that I use at work to hold the dictaphone. It's like currently clamped to my water bottle, and it's just like precariously perched up over the dash. It's not very sophisticated.